Welcome to Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine. I'm your host, Jill Jardine, Master's in Counseling Psychology, longtime astrologer, psychic healer, and yogi. In this episode, I'm going to share the astrology update for September 2023. Stay tuned till the end of the episode when I give my sun sign predictions for each zodiac sign. Welcome to the episode on the astrology of September 2023. Stay tuned till the end of the episode when I give my sun sign forecast for each zodiac sign. I will share the key dates and astrological activities during the month of September 2023, and then go back and give more details. Go back and listen to my podcast, Cryptocurrency Forecast for August through October 2023, for more insights, especially with cryptocurrency trajectories. September slinks in with 7 major planets retrograde, including Venus vacationing back in Leo, Mercury meandering retro through Virgo, Uranus undulating back, and jolly Jupiter jiving back in Taurus, Saturn sauntering backward and Neptune pulsing Pisces retrograde, and Pluto promenading back in Capricorn. So as much as we want to dive back into school and work after Labor Day in early September, the planets pulse regression and rewind. Venus vibing direct on September 3rd paves the way for Mercury direct on September 15th. Here are the key dates in September 2023. From the 1st through the 15th of September, Mercury is still retrograding through the sign Virgo. On September 3rd, Venus goes direct in Leo. On September 4th, Jupiter goes retrograde in Taurus until December 30th, 2023. On the 14th of September, we have the Virgo New Moon with the Sun and Moon in Virgo. On September 15th, Mercury goes direct in Virgo. On the 23rd of September, we have the Fall Equinox in the Northern Hemisphere as the Sun transits into Libra. And on September 29th is an Aries Full Moon with the Sun in Libra. With 6 planets retrograde, September starts slowly, allowing integration of the previous months. Mercury retrograding through Virgo, Uranus and Jupiter retrograde in Taurus, and Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, all 3 earth signs, are bringing the focus on our earth plane realities. Get your 3rd dimensional house in order before you can pop up into the higher dimensions later this year into 2024. This includes taking care of your physical body with Mercury retrograde in Virgo. Plan those health appointments, take your supplements, and tweak those diets. Keep up with your exercise regimes despite the changing seasons. Jupiter and Uranus retrograding through Taurus require we revisit the health of our financial life by getting our monies and resources ready for brighter financial futures. Pluto retrograde in Capricorn causes pause and reevaluation of our professional aspirations, plans, and career motivations. Mercury is retrograde for the 3rd time in 2023 from August 23rd to September 15th. Mercury will be retrograde again at the end of the year in Earth sign Capricorn from December 13th, 2023 through January 1st, New Year's Day, 2024. We can't get a stronger mercurial memo to take care of our Earth existence than 4 Mercury retrogrades in 2023, all in Earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Virgos will be very triggered by the Mercury retrograde because Mercury is their ruling planet, retroactive in their sign since August 23rd, going direct in their sign on September 15th, forcing a reevaluation of best laid plans of mice, men, and Virgos. Retrograde Mercury messes up communication and can create confusion. Don't sign contracts or buy cars during Mercury retrograde. Also, be careful in your dealings with others and don't fall for the too good to be true offer. Chances are you're being spammed or hacked, so beware. Mercury has rulership over such things as speaking, negotiating, buying and selling, listening, formal contracts, documents, travel, the mail and shipping, and so forth. Decision making is challenged during Mercury retrograde. Try to postpone important decision making or launching new enterprises. Delays and challenges could pop up during Mercury retrograde, and electronics or computers can be wacky. Don't be careless with money or personal information, and be vigilant checking out your accounts, whether they be financial or banking accounts, credit cards, or social media sites, for unusual or suspicious activity. The positive side to Mercury retro is that you can slow down and smell the coffee.
Ooh la
It is a good time for
la.
reflection and recollection and internal practices and processes like meditation, regression therapies, psychotherapy, or spiritual pursuits. As I have said in previous podcasts, Mercury retrograde is good for doing all the RE words. It's good for reorganizing, reassessing, rethinking, revising, and rehashing. With retrograde Mercury in Virgo since August 23rd, we might look at past decisions and ideas from a retrospective perspective. Watch for being overly analytical or critical to self or others. It's a good time to revisit past projects and refine or tweak them. This is a good time for reviewing recent work. Break out of boring routines or regimes. Renew old self care, health, or fitness programs. Great goddess, Vestial Venus vibes out of retrograde on September 3rd, breaking the retro redux in the lion's lair of Leo, singing Bring Me a Higher Love, slinking and sliding her way through slipping summer sun. Venus wants a party, but planetary playmates have bigger concerns and can't find time to dance and romance. Venus forges forward through the remainder of her Bacchanalian Leo Love Fest until October 8th, when she becomes that vestial Virgo Venus Virgin, and she may be forced to wear the nun habit as her wild side is tamed until the next Leo sojourn. Jupiter jaunts back into Taurus on September 4th for the rest of 2023, rewinding the financial flow, and it may feel like things are going real slow. New Moon in Virgo vibes in on September 14th, and Mercury goes direct in Virgo the next day on the 15th. Health and organization are priorities in the coming months. Get your life organized so you can be on remote control, especially during this retrograde cycle. Get your health regimes in order, including streamlining diets, health, and nutrition for the changing seasons. Also, tweak your supplements and food regimes, as well as seek out new healers or revisit previous practitioners to upgrade your energy. Check out all those areas of your body. Seek some new form of healing therapy like reflexology. Also, make sure you tune in through your third eye and activate that pineal gland, or do some meditation to release more melatonin, and exercise so that Virgo sun releases some endorphins. And if you don't know what the pineal gland is, or you want to do a meditation, go back to my podcast featuring my guest, Michelle Williams, and follow along to her pineal gland activation. The Sabian symbol for the new moon in Virgo on the 14th of September is at the degree 22 degrees Virgo. The Sabian symbol is, quote, a royal coat of arms enriched with precious stones. The keynote is the certification of aristocratic status at whatever level nobility expresses itself in cultural eminence. So, in other words, how can we up our game, or appreciate our self-sovereignty and treat ourselves with that nobility of self and self-care. And a little bit more on that Sabian symbol from Dane Rudar, a royal coat of arms enriched with precious stones. Once more, reference to ancestral achievement occurs among these symbols for the sign Virgo. It is seen here in its most exalted character, for royalty is spoken of. Traditionally, the king is the spiritual symbol of unity of an integrated nation. As a coat of arms is visualized, we are dealing with a status that is not merely personally acquired, but has its roots in a notable past. Every great adept has come out of a line of human beings who have made their marks upon human evolution. Spiritual attainment is the result of a series of long, repeated efforts. It is the end of a royal road, such as in Raja Yoga, in the broadest sense of the term, Raja meaning king. So, in other words, if we are trying to get somewhere, we actually have to work towards it and do efforts, especially if those are of a spiritual nature. There's so much fast food these days, spiritual fast food on the internet, and people are self proclaimed shamans or healers or wise people doling out spiritual wisdom, self proclaimed gurus, but it actually takes a lot of inner work and personal work. So, with this new moon, it's asking us to have integrity, especially when it comes to things such as our own health, our physical health, as well as our spiritual health, where doctors are mandated and having to go through so much training and education and clinical work. Now, with the rise of spiritual healers or energy healers, we must be aware that there should be rigors and trainings and initiations and experience that go with that. And so we will see that starting to become a thing and being very discriminating, where you are seeking the healing energy both in the physical body as well as the spiritual, emotional, and mental body. That's the new moon in Virgo. The sun then transits into Libra on September 23rd at 2:50 a.m. East Coast time, marking the fall equinox in the northern hemisphere and the spring equinox in the southern hemisphere. People have celebrated the fall equinox for centuries. In the northern hemisphere, the September equinox coincides with the fall harvest, and many ancient harvest celebrations take place on or around the fall equinox. On the equinox, day and night are of nearly equal length across the planet. Ancient cultures didn't have clocks to calculate minutes of daytime and nighttime, but they could measure the sun's position geometrically. People observed that the sun's rising and setting points move slightly each day of the year. The summer solstice would occur when the sun reached its northernmost point, making it the longest day of the year in the northern hemisphere. The sun's southernmost point marked the winter solstice, or shortest day of the year, in the northern hemisphere when the North Pole was tilted farthest from the sun. The 2 days of the year when the sun rose exactly due east and set exactly due west marked the equinoxes. Archaeologists believe a number of prehistoric sites were used by ancient peoples to track the position of the sun and predict equinoxes and solstices. Some of these sites include Stonehenge and Newgrange and the Majorville Medicine Wheel in Alberta, Canada. To the ancient Greeks, the September equinox marks the return of the god Persephone to the darkness of the underworld, where she is reunited with her husband Hades, or as we know him, Pluto in astrology. Harvest festivals in the British Isles have gone on since pagan times. Harvest festivals traditionally were held on the Sunday nearest the harvest moon. By the way, the harvest moon is going to be on the 29th of September, the Aries Full Moon. Early English settlers took the harvest festival tradition with them to America. These traditional festivals, once celebrated around the equinox, formed the basis of the American Thanksgiving, which we now celebrate in November. Modern pagans celebrate a feast called Mabon on the autumnal equinox. This harvest festival is a time to celebrate the gifts of the earth and the harvest. And so we have the equinox happening on the 23rd of September, leading into that harvest full moon on September 29th, with the moon in Aries and the sun in Libra, culminating a cycle of relationship and perhaps the beginning of a new one. In astrology, the Aries-Libra polarity is a relationship axis, where Aries represents the self and Libra represents the other. Where Aries is about self-assertion, Libra is about compromise. This is also the axis where the nodes of the moon are transiting now. The north node is transiting through Aries and the south node in Libra. Go back and listen to my podcast on the nodes of the moon that was released in early July 2023. And with the transit of the nodes of the moon in Aries, south node in Libra, we will see many relationships ending. People are becoming aware of their need to self-actualize and perhaps put themselves first instead of compromising their dreams and wishes by being in a relationship that may limit their self-expression. Through the energy of the Libra sun, we are aware of the need for relationships and all that comes with maintaining them, compromising, negotiating, graciousness, and balancing. The Aries moon, on the other hand, is self-assertive, sometimes aggressive, and wants to keep moving forward. This full moon urges us to strike a balance between meeting our personal needs and attending to the needs of the other, and between independence versus dependence or companionability. The Libra sun is diplomatic, equality-minded, and fair-minded. The Aries moon, however, values authenticity over tact and sometimes speaks its truth without caring about the fallout or hurt feelings of others. Neglecting either end of this Aries-Libra axis will surely backfire, especially during this full moon. We have to find a balance between the two energies. The Sabian symbol for this full moon at 6 degrees Aries is, quote, a square with one of its signs brightly illumined. The keynote is the emotional desire for concrete and stabilized existence as a person. This desire for individualization operates at first as one-pointed or one-sided drive, focusing itself upon an exclusive goal. And this one-sided urge is for inner stability. So in other words, as they say, you have to put your own oxygen mask on first before you attend to the other. So this full moon will bring awareness of how we need to evolve personally and how the work we are doing or not doing on ourselves is affecting our relationships. And some people may decide to opt out of relationship at this time if they've been in one for a long time and it's stagnant, or let go of certain relationships in their life that are demanding too much or not equal or fair or sharing power. And many people will start a journey of self-reflection, self-actualization, and ultimately self-realization. Stay tuned for the sun sign forecast for each zodiac sign during September 2023. Have you ever wanted to learn astrology? This is your chance. Jill Jardine, Master Astrologer, is offering a course. It is an online Zoom class once a week for 6 weeks from September to October 2023. It's time to decode your life purpose, know thyself, get the tools to become the master of your life. Wisdom is freedom. Join me for an astrology course in September and October 2023. Stay tuned for more details and how to sign up. Welcome back to the part of the episode you've been waiting for. Sun sign forecast for September 2023. Let's start with the birthday kids. Happy birthday, Virgo. So much celestial, vestial Virgo action. The sun is transiting your sign. Mercury is retrograde in your sign and transits your sign for all the month of September. And the Virgo New Moon with the sun and moon in your sign occurs on September 14th. In early September, use the Mercury retrograde to make plans, revisit, revamp, and reassess. It's your time to get your groove back at the Virgo New Moon and then Mercury direct on September 15th. Seed some new goals and financial plans and get ready for the harvest. Your lucky days, Virgo, are September 13th, 14th, and 15th. Libra, hold off on making major decisions, but go back and troubleshoot any early issues left unresolved. Reflect to receive a new perspective on a situation in your life. Virgo activity in your 12th house of karma and endings is trying to tie up loose ends and leave the past behind. Get ready for the love fest when the sun transits into your sign on September 23rd, with your chart ruler Venus flashing forward in lusty Leo. Remember to have some fun while balancing body, mind, and spirit with Venusian verve. Your lucky days, Libra, are September 16th, 17th, and 18th. Scorpio, Virgo energies in early September assist you to analyze, dissect, and reflect. Virgo New Moon and Mercury going direct in mid-month helps you get very organized and focused and make some gains. Get your monies in order and find ways to fine-tune your finances. Uranus and Jupiter opposing your sun shake things up and ask you to try new things. The seeds you planted in the past month reap harvest. Your lucky day, Scorpio, September 18th, 19th, and 20th. Sagittarius, blast from the past during Mercury retrograde in early September. Stir up past emotions and memories. Venus going direct in Leo amps up your frequencies, turns on your love lights, and gets you very excited about a new romance or creative projects. Get ready to launch in mid-September once Mercury goes direct. Your lucky days, Sag, are September 20th, 21st, and 22nd. Capricorn, Pluto and planetary party retro push up past patterns for Capricorn regarding scarcity and prosperity. Use the retrogrades to be in the present moment without worrying about the future or living in the past. Keep moving forward. Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus give you a bump up. Your lucky days, Capricorn, September 22nd and 23rd. Aquarius, Venus in Leo transiting forward in your relationship house has new people popping up offering opportunities and other temptations. Venus opposes your sun, and Mercury retrograde poses the questions in your love life. Who is the blast from the past? Who is the passing fling? And who has staying power? Mercury retrograde in your subconscious house helps to process and process some more. So by the time it goes direct in mid-month, you know what to focus on. Get your ducks in order to launch when the sun transits into fellow air sign Libra at the equinox on the 23rd and the Aries Full Moon on the 29th. Your lucky days, Aquarius, are September 24th, 25th, and 26th. Pisces, Virgo planets and Mercury retro force introspection and inner process. Use this time to seek tuition from within or enhance your intuition. You feel the fallout from the Pisces full moon that happened in late August in the early part of September and may be scattered and out of sorts. Part of you wants to retreat into a peaceful Piscean respite, but the other part is itching to get work done. Helpful people show up when you least expect it. Uranus retro in Taurus recovers resources. Your lucky days, Pisces, are September 27th and 28th. Aries. Although you feel it's important to act now and perhaps urgently, hold back those impulses. Get out of frantic thinking and chill out. Drop into your body and get in touch with your gut wisdom. Take advantage of the slipping sunlight to ignite a renewed sense of health and well being. Your luck lifts up in late September under the Aries Full Moon on September 29th, and things come full circle as the wheel of karma turns around in your favor. Your lucky days, Aries, and you have 4 this month, are September 1st, 2nd, 29th, and 30th. Taurus. You're being pumped up by a preponderance of Earth energies, including Sun, Venus, and Mercury in Virgo, Pluto in Capricorn, and Jupiter and Uranus in your home court. Virgo and Capricorn planets are pushing you to work harder, while Jupiter and Uranus urge escape and playtime. Be patient as jovial giant Jupiter jumps in with big love and big fun. Mid-month is a big shift at the Virgo New Moon and Mercury transiting direct. You could receive some good news. Your lucky days, Taurus, are September 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Gemini. Your chart ruler, Mercury, is retrograde for the first half of the month, and you feel it acutely with a series of false starts. Communication with others can feel confusing and time-consuming. Use the retrograde cycles to restore and reboot your circuits. Get out of your head and into your body. Run, walk, surf, swim, dance and delight, and shake your booty, Gemini. Your lucky days are September 6th and 7th. Cancer. You find yourself consistently having to set healthy boundaries with others. It's getting really tiring. Concise communication is the key. You hate confrontation, but you might have to exert yourself to set the record straight. Once you clear the air, you relax and recharge and enjoy the changing seasons. Your lucky days, Cancer, are September 8th, 9th, and 10th. And Leo. Venus goes direct in your sign on September 3rd, amping up the love frequencies and igniting your passions. It's the Leo show, so show yourself some love and compassion. When Mercury goes direct mid-month, the dam is open and money and other blessings are flowing. Squeeze in some late summer fun under the autumnal sun. Your lucky days, Leo, are September 11th and 12th. I hope you enjoyed this episode on the September 2023 Astro Update with my zodiac predictions for each sun sign. Remember to subscribe, download, share, and give us a 5-star review. This is Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine, signing out, sending cosmic healing vibrations through the quantum field.